Joey, what was that rumble? Was it thunder? Nope. That just means there's a big baboon burp coming. My friend Bongo has record-setting burpage. Burpage? Is that even a word? The Burping Baboon, written by Patrick Whitby, illustrated by Nadzir Studio. Bongo was known as a cheeky baboon, the cheekiest one on the dunes. He lived in the desert. That's right, in the desert, the home of the Playful baboons. Bongo had a problem, a rather strange problem. The problem by all was well known. He couldn't stop burping. In fact, all his burps had a very loud life of their own. Sometimes they rumbled. Sometimes they squeaked. Sometimes they boomed and thundered. He burped all the time. His record in one day was just over 2,300. The burps weren't just noisy or smelly. Oh no, they caused total mayhem as well. Wherever he went, his burping would cast its chaotic, egg-smelling spell. One burp was so loud, it shook the acacias from an acacia tree. One fell on Gabby Gazelle's head with a bonk. Not good, I think we can agree. One burp echoed spookily down a ravine. An antelope herd was nearby. The antelope scattered. "A monster!" Bongo heard one cry. One burp was so long and so strange and so squeaky. Bip, boo, ee, ooh, up, eek, it went. The old cactus lizards, they snorted with laughter, then giggled until they were spent. The loudest one ever soared for 50 miles across sandy plains like a breeze. It woke some hyenas who were snoozing there. It even made one of them sneeze. At first, they were funny. At first, not a problem. At first, no one else seemed to mind. But soon, all the animals had heard enough.
"Stop burping,"
Carmen Camel whined. And so, Bongo set about finding a way to stop his unusual quirk. He tried everything his baboon brain could think of, but nothing he tried seemed to work. He held his breath first. That didn't last long. The gas just filled up in his cheeks. Kaburp! He exploded like a popped balloon. His poor face was sore for 2 weeks. He tried sitting still. This will help me control it. He focused and closed his eyes tight. But then something rumbled deep down in his belly. Ba-oop! It echoed through the night. "I know, a big bucket of finest fig juice," he said. "That'll squash it all down." Chug, chug, Bongo drank up. "No thanks," said his stomach. Fig-smelling burps all over town. He hung upside down from a tree. Buppy burp, he swallowed some sand. Belchy boo, he couldn't stop it. Belch blurp, burpy blip. He had no idea what to do. An animal meeting was held on the plains. On what should be done, they agreed.
"A no-tolerance rule on Bongo's foul burps,"
said Fergus Fox.
"That's what we need."
Bongo felt lonely. He felt quite cast out. The animals stayed far away. They didn't think burping was of any use. That was until one fateful day. The other baboons were all snacking on leaves. As a leopard slugged through the tall grass, it patted its paws all ready to pounce. That's when Bongo happened to pass. He spotted the spotted cat, ready to leap. There was just one thing he could do. He summoned some gas from deep down in his belly. The burp was beginning to brew. The leopard, it leapt, but while in the air, the smelly gust hit like a train. "Bow-warp!" Bongo roared, like a burping volcano. The force shook the poor leopard's brain. The leopard was terrified. It flew away fast as a sneeze, and no big cat ever went back there again, not with burps that could topple the trees. The animals shouted, "Hooray for Bongo, our very own burping baboon!" They clapped and they danced, and from that day on, he was crowned king of the dunes. So Bongo kept burping, both quiet and loud, and all the animals knew a talent that's different can still be a gift, and it's fine to let out a burp or two. Thanks for reading with me today. See you next time. Bye!